You think you need to be perfect to win. You think better isn't enough. You think consistency is boring and slow. But I promise you this, better women win every single time. Not because they did everything right, but because they just kept going. I'm going to break this down for you in today's video, and this is going to blow your mind if you are a perfectionist, if you have goals that you're just not reaching, if you're stuck in a rut, and if you are ready to make these massive changes in your life and experience whatever the incredible transformation is that you're looking for. Let's do this beautiful. Right, first point that I want to discuss with you today. Progress beats perfection every single time. When I actually let this penny drop for me, everything changed. I used to be the person who would set the target and then I'd be like, right, let's get the strategy. Let's do all the different things at once that are going to lead to me achieving this strategy. Let's do everything perfect. Let's not make any mistakes. Let's focus. And you would start off great, it's exciting. By day 2, by day 3, you're already fed up. You're already burnt out. You're already exhausted and bored. It doesn't work. And that can become a cycle. And I cannot tell you, this is the way I lived the first half of my life, the first part, let's call it, of my younger life. Well, yeah, it was great. I had the motivation, I had the drive, I had the ambition, I had the strategies, I tried it. It was all about testing. But now I'm like, no, that just fails every single time. Perfection is such a trap. It just keeps you stuck. Because what you'll do is you will wait for the right moment to start. Let me know in the comments if you feel this. Instead of going, you know what, like let's go for the obvious goal here. I want to really tone up and I want to lose, say, 10 pounds. Say you want to lose 5% body fat. You want to lose whatever it may be. And you're like, this time I'm determined. I'm going to look my best. I'm going to feel my best. And I'm going to make this happen. Now, what are we like? Us perfectionist women, we want our results yesterday. Let me know if you feel that in the comments. Why wait? Why wait for the results? But the problem is, and the problem that people are not understanding is, if you don't make adjustments that you actually enjoy that fit your lifestyle, this is never, ever, 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 ever going to last, because what you're doing is you're punishing yourself. So what you need to understand is, it's not about punishing yourself. It's not about always doing the highest impact thing. Sometimes it's just about actually making a series of smaller tweaks that actually allow you to enjoy what you're doing, and then you're going to get results so much quicker than you ever did before. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actually went full on strategy mode and it actually worked out for you? Maybe it did. Like, maybe you broke up with an ex. Maybe you decided, I'm going to go on my glow up. I just sat and ate junk with him. I was terrible. Oh my God, let me glow up. Let me look fantastic, amazing. Let me get my je ne sais quoi back. And you did, because you had the drive, the motivation. But did it last? How long did it last? Maybe you got into a good healthy routine. Maybe it worked well for you. But the chances are, for most people, it's part of a yo-yo. You go back and forward, back and forward. So let's think about it. Better moves you forward. Now, yes, the title of this is a bit misleading. It's like better women win. Okay, I'm not talking about better in terms of she's better than her. I'm talking about better as in we prefer better over perfect. Because you can get to perfect with an X face. But let me tell you, have you ever seen a baby trying to walk? Have you ever seen a child trying to ride a bike for the first time without stabilizers? Do you berate them and say, why are you not walking yet? Why are you not on that bike yet? Why is it not going yet? Do you say that to them? Do you expect that? Do you have the expectation, oh, that's so easy, I know how to do it, so why don't you? No, you don't. You're like, this is a valuable, critical skill. It takes time to embed this in the brain and the mind and the body. It takes time. So therefore, why are you not giving yourself time? What you're doing right now, I reckon, and I promise you, the goal that you have in your mind that you're still not achieved, whether it be in your body, your mind, your spirit, your career, whatever it may be, if you have not achieved that yet, that means, and it's something you really care about, it means it's part of your personal journey. And we're all on a personal journey, and we all have been given this road to walk to get there and to achieve huge, incredible goals. So we have all been given that opportunity, and it's part of what you're meant to overcome. It's part of who you are in your life's story, essentially. So you're going to have to overcome a few things in your life to get there. Have you ever heard of the hero's journey? There's always a big challenge. This challenge is probably your biggest challenge that you're facing, and you weren't born to just overcome it in 3 seconds. You were born to figure it out yourself, and it takes time. But I promise you, just taking small steps in the right direction cumulatively is what's really going to make you insane. As in, you're going to gain these insane results. You're going to very quickly transform. This is where the secret lies. So, a 10-minute workout is better than none. And why is that? Because you're not going to work out for 10 minutes. You're going to work out for more once you realise how you love it. But even if you did only work out 10 minutes, well, if I do it every single day, it beats going to the gym, 5 days a week and then burning out and never going back and quitting my membership. A 10-minute workout gets you on the right track, and it's little enough that you don't have too much resistance in your mind. A healthy breakfast is better than giving up on the whole day and just saying, oh, well, do you know what? I had an unhealthy latte, sugar, mocha chocolate, whatever it may be. So it was 500-600 calories. Oh, well, okay, do you know what? I'm just going to snack. I'm just going to have the muffin. I'm just going to have the unhealthy pizza for lunch. I'm just going to go and stuff my face with carbs and all the rubbish of the day because I had the wrong coffee. No. Have a healthy breakfast instead. Just start your day. Quit the pattern. Stop the pattern that you're in. Just say, no, we're doing things differently today. And even if you do spoil your whole day in your mind, how can you spoil your day with one huge big coffee, one huge big frothy, milky, syrupy, yucky, that's what it is, coffee? How can you spoil your day with that? Yeah, okay, you took 500 calories and it's probably not going to do a lot of good for your body, but okay, let's look at the positives. Okay, you enjoyed it, or so you think you enjoyed it. You're used to enjoying it, so you say you enjoy it. So that happened, and yeah, you had a bit of caffeine. Okay, let's say has a little bit of a calorie burning effect in that. So okay, maybe that's not too bad then. Let's move on to lunch and have something healthy, lots of protein, something substantial. Let's just clarify our body with lots of beautiful water, maybe some electrolytes. Maybe just move on in that way. Have a lovely zesty piece of fruit afterwards so that you don't feel like you want that sweet treat. And then maybe go for a walk after lunch, or think about your healthy dinner you're going to have. You can still have blips in your day, and it doesn't have to control you, and you don't have to just literally destroy all your progress. Think about it. Just making that small pivot and saying, no, we're going to get back on track because this is who I am. And you know in your mind, you do know that every single time you make the better choice, not the perfect choice, every time you make the better choice and you say, well, you know what, I did have that big frothy crazy latte. It was ridiculously calorific and sugary. It didn't do anything for my body. But you know what? I'm not going to spoil my whole day. I'm not going to consume 3,000 calories now. I'm just going to hit what I know that I need to, and I'll do my best, and I might be a little bit over because of that big coffee that I didn't even really want, but it was a habit. You get it. Progress beats perfection. Just get your mind in the right frame and say, okay, wasn't great, but you know what? So what? It was a one-off. It won't want to happen again. Look at it like a one-off. I didn't like it, didn't serve me. Now I feel bad, so again, I'm going to use that as intelligence. I don't like it, so I won't do that again, because then I'll just feel the same way. I'm not meant to be drinking these, blah, blah, blah. Now, look, I've kind of laboured the point a bit, but it's like, don't throw everything out just because of one tiny little blip. You're catastrophizing the whole thing and thinking that you failed, but really you just had a coffee. Don't even think of it like that, okay? Now, it's like better adds up. Always. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It always adds up. Always, always, always. And I talk about it 100 times. It's just choose the better option every time. It doesn't need to be the healthiest, most amazing option, or it doesn't need to be the most flawless thing. It just has to be a little bit better. Choose something that feels better in terms of the energy. So let's move on. Consistency is where your power lives. The women that you see transforming, the women that you believe to be flawless, they are not perfect. They are consistent. They have learned to be consistent. That's the secret. They have learned to work through, or they are working through the things that they struggle with, and they are being more consistent every day. When they fall off, they come back. Even when it's messy, they move forward, and that's how you build self-trust. That's how you build results. That's how you become her. You just need to change your mindset about the way you achieve things. Let me tell you, if you have struggled with something for your whole life, and you think that by making one quick fix is going to give you different results, it's not going to happen, because your whole life has probably been a series of small quick fixes. Let's go for the long term this time. Let's say to myself, well, look, over the course of my life, have I still achieved my big goal? No, I have not. Right? So if you haven't achieved it, something has to change. Because we know that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. So you need to take a different approach. I need to take a different approach in areas of my life that I need to change. We all do. So what we need to say to ourselves is not, what do I need to do every day that's going to give me the quickest results? Is this person who I was born to be, my higher self, my most incredible self. What does her day look like? What choices does she make? And that's the question that you ask yourself. We're actually just asking ourselves, if I was to be that dream person right now, she is you, by the way, it's just you haven't really uncovered all the nuances yet. For her to be this way, for her to have achieved this thing, for her to look and feel this way, what does she do? You will not need anything other than your own knowledge and wisdom to know what to do. All you have to do is close your eyes, see her, know the things that you need to do on a daily basis. And you know yourself. And some of them you don't want to know because it's too hard in your mind. You're thinking, no, that's too difficult. Those are the very things that you need to change. Let me know if you felt that in the comments. The things that you feel are too hard, that you don't actually want to do, the things you don't want to look at and tackle, they're the first things you need to look at. And how do we do it? We don't look at eliminating or removing them. We just say, well, how can we make them a bit more balanced or healthy? How can we cut these things out from our lives? How can we stop these behaviours? How can we actually replace them with something better? And then do that on a micro scale, like literally. Let's use the gym as an example. Instead of saying, I want to lose 20 pounds and therefore I'm going to just only eat kale and I'm just going to quit all sugar and I'm going to do that. No, you're never going to stick at that. Who would want to? What you're going to say is, okay, what am I currently eating for breakfast, lunch and dinner? Let's just get the gym out of our minds. Because that's where you get your sculpting. That's not where you do the fat loss. The fat loss is what you eat. So you want to do that. What is it that you're eating right now currently? Now, are you getting enough protein? Are you getting at least 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight? If you're not, that's the first place to look at. And I guarantee you, if you're eating enough high quality protein, I'm not talking about protein bars, I'm not talking about protein drinks. You can if you like, but I'm not talking about that. if you really had to stick to that, then guess what? You're not going to be wanting to fill up on carbs, on chips, on snacks, because you're going to be too full up and you're going to be satiated and you will not feel like it. That is a fact. So if you just say to yourself now, let me split that up. If you're a 3-meal girl, just say, okay, I'm going to split that up between breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you're a 2-meal girl, okay, I'm going to try and get that in over 2 meals and maybe a snack. When I say snack, it's just like fitting in another smaller portion of protein there. How can I do that? Start there. And don't just choose things that you don't like. Say, well, okay, what kind of protein would give me the highest volume of protein, good quality, healthy protein, and that I actually still like it? Okay, think about the macronutrients within the meal. Now, for me, it's a very easy example, weight loss and all of that. So that's why I refer to that quite often. But this could be in any area of your life. So it's not about saying to yourself, I'm going to make huge changes. I mean, maybe you don't even want to look at breakfast, lunch and dinner. Maybe in that scenario, you would say, right, okay, I'm just going to replace my lunch with the high quality protein, high protein meal. Maybe I'll just replace one thing at a time. And you do that for a week and you're like, gosh, I've really got amazing results here. And then couple that with just walking half an hour a day. Sounds like a lot, but it's not. Just get your AirPods on, listen to this podcast, something that interests you. This podcast goes live every day, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. UK time. Every day you're going to get high quality content into your ear so you can go out walking for that amount of time and just go home. Do that for 1 week and you're going to see ridiculous changes. Now, what if you wanted to make other changes in your life? Let's go for another scenario. Say you are looking to have a better work-life balance. How are you going to do that? Okay, well, maybe in that case, you're going to say, right, where am I spending all this extra time? I've been doing this. It's quite hard to get out of this, so let's make it happen. Let's say you've been working 9 to 5, and then when you get home, you've been working even more. You feel like you've been neglecting your family or your personal time. Well, that's going to stop today. I don't care if you have a big project. I don't care if you have this or that. You also have a life. And let me tell you, if you're not working for yourself, your employer doesn't really care about you. You might sit there and think, my boss really cares about me and they really love me. They do, but ultimately they care more about their business. And what you're going to do is you're going to become an efficient powerhouse, whereby you actually do the job you're paid to do in the hours they pay you to do it. Does that sound unreasonable? It does to many people, and you might turn around and say to me, oh, well, it's just not like that in my profession. I've been in professions like that, where they guilt trip you, where they almost force you to be there, where you wouldn't be seen dead walking out at the time you're meant to finish at. I get it. But now you've got boundaries. And now you have things in your family that are confidential, that are happening, that nobody needs to know about, that give you a reason to leave. So if you need to speak to someone about that and let them know, I'm actually going to be working X amount of hours. Look, put it on your email signature at the bottom. I've seen this so many times. People actually feel like they have to say a really sweet message like, thank you for understanding that I only work between the hours of 9 and 5 and I will not or I may not answer these emails out of this time. No, you're teaching people how to communicate with you. So if you are writing that in your email signature, but then it's 6 o'clock and you're responding to emails, you're just teaching people that you're not actually backing up your own boundaries and that you're easy to push around and that you're easily swayed. One thing that I learned in my later years of when I had a career was that I stopped people pleasing in terms of I went into a role and I was like, I have a child, so I am going to be working these hours and I will not be working anymore. I didn't obviously go into the interview and say that, but that was very much my mindset. And I saw everyone else doing the complete opposite. And did I feel bad? Yeah, sometimes. But I realised that they had the power to do exactly the same thing. I worked hard, I worked efficiently, I worked effectively, I was not messing around. And at the end of the day, if I'm giving more time to my employer, I'm taking it from my family. So obviously that was my attitude, and I was still well respected, but I know for a fact that people would not have been like, oh, she leaves at this time, she does this. Well, okay. But you're not paying me to be here. You're essentially people. I would be stealing time from my own family by overstaying my time at work there. So I didn't do that. So it sounds like really cut and dry. It sounds like, oh, that's easier on paper. Well, it's not actually that easy at first when people put pressure on you. But you need to have boundaries, and that's the most important thing. So you can make any change in your life. You can go on a full-on glow up. You can do absolutely anything. You can transform your entire relationship. But it's just about consistency. What it all comes down to is boundaries, and are you sticking to them? So you create a boundary for yourself. For example, it may be as simple as, I'm actually not going to have anything to eat between the hours of 11 and 6, or before the hours of 11 a.m. and after 6 p.m. Could be just that. That's just one boundary. Maybe that's the tiny thing, and you do that every day, and that's it. The first few days, you're going to want to sit down at night, have a cup of tea and a cookie, and it's going to be annoying. But that's where the magic lies, because that's where you're going to find something new to do, like reading your book or having your hot water or whatever you're going to do. And then that will become your new normal. That will become your new thing. So consistency, that's where the real transformation happens. It's in the tiny, everyday, small micro actions you take. And finally, your glow up, by the way, is a series of better choices. You don't need to become someone new overnight. You can. You could basically wake up and make the decision, I'm not her anymore. I'm actually my best self. I'm her. I have attitude. I look incredible. I've designed my outfit. I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to look good. I'm going to feel good. Again, I'm going to make a big change that's going to make me feel better. It's going to remind me of who I am. I'm not going back to who I was. I'm going to the gym today. I'm going to eat amazing meals today. I'm going to be my best, highest vibration self to everyone I come in contact with. My boundaries are going to be rock solid. I will be a boss. I will not tolerate any disrespect whatsoever. People are magnetically attracted to me. You can decide in one day, but ultimately, it takes time for most people to transform. You just need to choose the best version of you again and again and again, so that your brain understands, this isn't a novelty, this is an actual thing now. We actually live like this now. We actually do this now. So you're just forming those new neural pathways, and you're just making them more concrete, so that, well, they're not obviously concrete, but you're making them more established in your mind, so that actually this is just the way your brain starts firing now every time. The woman with the dream life, the dream body, the dream confidence, the success, she's not perfect. She is powerful because she's committed to her. She values herself. So the next time you are tempted to give up because it's not perfect, I want you to remember that better women win, because they believe that enough today will lead to an extraordinary tomorrow. And that's what it all comes down to. So if you are ready to stop chasing perfect, you are ready to start creating real results, then together we can go deeper, and we can do that in the Spark Activation, which is your next step if you're looking for support, where you don't have to show up for coaching calls, where you don't have to have this long-term commitment. You need some support to make a change. You would love to have some clarity on the things that are really going to move the needle moving forward, and you just want that bespoke, personalized inspiration to get there and the exact steps to take. Check out the Spark Activation, okay, because I made that for you. It's essentially a personalized deep dive into what's holding you back and the exact path to your next level self. All completely bespoke to you. So no more fluff, all power and all action. Let's move. If you want more information on that, the link is below. But I want to let me know the one thing in the comments that's been holding you back so far, and the one micro action you're going to take today to start moving the needle forward. So make sure you've liked, you've subscribed, and you're ready and waiting for the next episode. I will see you in the next episode or in Spark Activation. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one, beautiful.